You can't really see me, but you can see my car. Driving home from Jim's house. It's 12:30 at night. I'm really proud of myself. I think this is earned pride. This is an earned win. I really did earn this one. This is not me living in some fantasy that I'm strong. I really did win this one tonight. I'm just journaling for myself, really, but today is the 22nd of August. It's technically the 23rd now. And on the 22nd of August, Sunday, I just want to remember this night as the night that I told Jim I just want to be friends. I just want to be friends. I don't know how many times I've told him we're over. I don't know how many times I've told him he's lost me. I don't know how many times I've told him that he's not trying hard enough and I need to let him go. Like, I keep saying all these things in my pain, in my shame, while I'm shaming him, while I'm persecuting him, while I'm trying to victimize him because of how victimized I feel. Like, it's definitely been a emotional 5 months trying to break free from this trauma bond that I have, this codependency, this enmeshment. And after learning yesterday, the 21st, at the CODA meeting, Zoom meeting, I learned at the workshop that, oh hi, you saw my face for a second. After I learned from the CODA workshop meeting that my codependency is rooted in shame, it was such an eye-opening thing, because I know that's what prevents me from moving forward. I'm fearful of feeling shame. So I've embraced that that's where it's coming from. I am challenging myself to live in reality, not in this fantasy, and also not in this despair. This despair is just killing me. And so instead of feeling the shame, I run to Jim's house to feel the fantasy. And I almost did it again tonight. And I recognized it, and I was aware of it. And I stopped myself from running over to Jim's house and cuddling with him. That's what I said I wanted to do. He invited me over when I said I wanted to cuddle. He told me I could spend the night. He would love that, blah, 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 blah. And then I stopped myself and I said in the message to him that I can't do that. And he understands how back and forth my head is. He understands how the merry-go-round, he sees it. He sees what it's doing to me. And I went over to his house tonight and I stopped myself from going in, and I told him that I just want to be friends. And I asked him if he could allow me to be friends, and I gave some bullshit thing about waiting for me for 5 years. Could you do it? Could you do it? And we just went around and around with that forever. And finally, after 2 hours of beating around the bush, I finally just said it. And I said, what if I never want to move back in with you? Can we still be friends? And why do I want to be friends with him? Well, because if you know how resentful and bitter and terrible of a mean guy he can get, I don't want him to be my ex-husband. I don't want him to be my resentful, bitter ex-husband. I'd rather be friends with him. You know, you keep your friends close and your enemies closer. I don't want to piss him off. So I asked him if he'd be willing to be friends with me. And I think maybe talking about it for 2 hours with this hypothetical that maybe in 5 years I might be ready to move in with him again. Who knows? Maybe I'll need to. Maybe my health will decline. Hold on. I'm going to try to keep these less than 5 minutes so I can share these videos if I need to. But anyways, my health I could tear another ACL on my knee. I could really use him and his love and his caretaking skills if I need him. If I have nobody else, I really want to keep him as a friend. He is a good guy. Do I want to live with him? Hell no. Do I want to marry him? Heck no. I don't want to be his property anymore. I don't want to be at his beck and call anymore. I need to stand on my own 2 feet, and I'm very, very, very grateful that I have my apartment that I can go back to right now and, you know, video journal to myself and be in my awareness of how long it's taken me just to tell him I just want to be friends. I can't believe it's taken me almost 6 months to tell him that. I don't know how many times I've said other things, but I finally said it, and he's finally cool with it. He got angry a couple times tonight. He started yelling at me. He started accusing me. He started throwing me under the bus. Like, he started being all kinds of toxic again, and then I started down my rabbit hole of shame and guilt, and I don't want to make you mad, and this is why I just wanted to be friends. It's because I can't even say my truth without you freaking out on me. And he's like, I'm sorry, yeah, you're right, I'm being a jerk. And I'm like, like, trying to pull away from this man has proven to be impossible because of my fear of the shame. I don't want to feel shame when I'm alone in my bed. I don't want to feel shame when I'm driving by my old house and wishing I was there with my kids and my husband. I don't want to feel shame when I have to talk to my grandparents sometime and tell them that my marriage failed. I don't want to feel shame when I tell my children that mommy and daddy just can't make this work. I think I'm just more or less don't want to tell my inner child that I let her down, that we don't get to have our fantasy marriage. We never did have it, but we sure tried. We sure tried. And that's another thing Jim kept throwing at me right now, is that I'm not trying hard enough, that I don't want it badly enough, that I just want to discard him. And I'm like, why you gotta go with the guilt trips, dude? Why you gotta go with the things that are already in my head? Why you gotta be like that? It's like, I don't want to walk away, but I need to, for the sake of my own sanity, for the sake of my own health and well-being. You still can't see me. This is such a dark car. Anyways, I feel pretty good about it. I feel pretty good with the fact that I finally had the conversation with him, and I did not go in and lay down with him. I did not go in there and cuddle, and I did not manipulate him to give me an answer that I wanted to hear. I was based in reality and not based in my fantasy, and I was really, 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 really scared of him. Like, I knew he was gonna do all those things and say all those things. That's why I'd rather just cuddle with him and pretend everything's fine and pretend everything's good. And I'm all, no, that's based in a fantasy, Crystal. Let's pull you down from that hope balloon, and let's get you down on the ground. And what is what? I'm not gonna fall in love with his potential anymore. I'm not gonna keep fighting for this marriage that never should have happened. We have been toxic since the beginning. I also gave him permission to date because I told him that clearly that's what he needs, is to cling to somebody else, and I'm not interested in being the one he clings to. So I told him to let me go, and he says he will. So we'll see. Thanks. I meant to say thanks for letting me work this out after my conversation with him. I just needed to jot all this down in my journal, but because of my severe crippling carpal tunnel, that looks so cool, huh? That's the light reflecting off the crack that's right in front of the camera. No, I just needed to jot this down in my journal. But rather than writing it down, I'm video journaling what I'm feeling, what I'm thinking, where I'm at, patting myself on my back without feeling like I don't want to feel ashamed of how that went. I don't want to, I want to just be proud of small wins. Small wins. All right, now I'm in my apartment. It's almost 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm gonna go to bed. Alexa, what time is it?
The time is 12:47 a.m.
Yeah, 12:47 a.m. All right, going to bed now. Good morning. I had a rough night, and if it's okay with you, I'm going to just lean on this little group for just a second. If you want to reach out to me individually, you can. And you don't have to, please don't feel obligated. But now that I recognize why I keep spiraling, why I keep going on my merry-go-round, now I know what I need to do to change it. Now I know how I can stop myself. And that is why I'm going to come on here probably as often as possible and just lean on you guys like a sponsor. I had a rough night sleeping, but now I'm waking up, and the first thing I thought about doing was getting dressed and running over to Jim's place right now and cuddling with him. Because what does cuddling get for me? Cuddling gives me validation that everything's okay, that I'm okay, that I got his approval, that he's not mad at me, he loves me, that I'm lovable, that I'm worthy, blah, 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 blah. And I haven't ran over there and cuddled with him in a long time. I'd probably say over 2 weeks ago. That's my last time I did it. But that doesn't mean the desire isn't there every single morning. Every single morning I think about doing it. And now that I know that it's based in a fantasy of what I want, look at this crazy hair. Now that I know that it's based in fantasy, I just got to pull myself down when this happens, kind of like a confessional time, and just say, oh yeah, last night I told him we just need to be friends. I need to stay in that reality. And then I watched my videos that I sent to you guys last night, and now I'm doing this video as just a way to clear my head and bring me back into focus. And what I want to focus on is my own healing. Like I was back in March. In March, I was really focusing on my own healing. Same with April. Although April was very confusing compared to March. And I feel like I've just been down in the hole. Ever since my birthday, probably. Anyways, you've been following and rooting for me and being so supportive. And even though we don't talk in person very much, or not at all, depends on who you are, I guess. if I don't stay grounded in reality, and if I don't reach out when I'm having a rough morning or a rough night, I could easily find myself feeling isolated again, feeling unloved, feeling unworthy, and that could cyclone me back into going over to gyms. I could find myself talking myself into it somehow. And so that's where I just need to be honest about that. And this is the most difficult thing I've ever had to do. Not really, actually. Leaving was pretty difficult. But I am still detaching from him, so. I'm gonna go now. Thanks for letting me talk. I think I'm gonna lay here for a little bit and then get up and start getting ready for work. Thanks again. Talk to you later. Bye.